Anybody gonna want to deal with you? Anybody want to be bothered with you? You got a little spot on that TV series Heels, so that's pretty good for you, I guess. But what else you got? You know what I'm saying? In the world of professional wrestling, the smallest things, the greatest thing that you do, a small people would know. The minute you start messing up, the whole world gonna know, and that's where you at right now.
I think the AEW is in a weird period in their growth where they have a lot of stars. No, I take that back. They have a lot of wrestlers that they don't really know what to do with. And everybody is vying for TV time. And now, they have this collision show between Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. You're trying to find places for all of these people that you hired on and brought on. And then some other wrestlers that are not doing as much are being brought down to Ring of Honor. No slight to Ring of Honor, but they don't get enough TV time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? For the product to be as good as it is. So they're in a weird kind of transition period where both of their champions, their main champions, CM Punk and MJF, are very controversial figures. And I think that they are doing that for a reason, but will that be the downfall or will that be the triumph of AEW? You know what I'm saying? I think, to be honest with you, MJF does a lot more harm than he does good.
Why you say that? Main reason I say that because the mentality behind,
because there's no respect on the belt right now.
Okay.
There's so many belts in AEW, and as far as his belt, people just want to beat him. They don't even care about the championship. They just want to beat MJF, which all credit due to MJF for making it his, right? But he says some things that are very damaging to the ego of Tony Khan and the AEW team. It's like having a unexploded grenade just sitting in your bedroom, and every time you go to sleep, you don't know when that bitch gonna blow up. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And then CM Punk is the same thing. You hear in a lot of stories backstage that a lot of people don't get along with CM Punk, or that CM Punk has this list of wrestlers that he doesn't want to be on his show Collision. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's weird to me. That's a lot of power. That kind of almost goes back to Impact and when Hogan had power, or when Hogan had power in WCW. You know what I'm saying? That kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Who do you see as a bigger draw, MJF or CM Punk? Let me go, Mr. Everything.
You definitely got to go with MJF because he's on TV. And I look at MJF as like a new age Stone Cold. Like he goes out there and talks mad trash, and he goes against the grain of his bosses and superiors. And there's a lot of people out there, especially now, maybe more now than the Attitude Era, who really want to go out there and say, you know what? Screw you, boss. I ain't doing what you want me to do. And you keep talking. I'm gonna tell your wife that you're sleeping with the secretary, and I'm gonna tell the secretary that you got connections with the drug lords, with the janitors, and all this different stuff. Like, that's MJF. CM Punk is the guy that's just having issues backstage, and it's not it's not showing on TV. Like, it's not something where you're tuning in and say, okay, I want to see what CM Punk's going to say today. It's more so it's like, all right, well, CM Punk's up here. He must have got by just from whatever happened backstage. Like, no one's actually turning on AEW to see CM Punk, unless he's wrestling. I mean, he's very rarely wrestling. But you got MJF, who goes out there and says everything that everyone's thinking, but they won't say. And you can't deny his star power with that type of mentality of going out there just saying things and drawing the people in emotionally. That's the biggest thing, is the emotion factor. Is he can go out there and say something and you be like, you know what? I feel the same damn way. You know what? I ain't going to work tomorrow, but I'm still going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And that's MJF. He said, screw you, I ain't coming to work tomorrow, but I'll still be here. Because at the end of the day, I know I still got to get a paycheck. So, you know, MJF is a bigger draw for me.
LP, man, who would you rather see, man, if you had to go pay for a AEW ticket? Would you want to see MJF or would you want to see CM Punk at the top of the card?
I mean, a lot of what Mr. Everything said is correct. MJF is more entertaining. I mean, CM Punk is not even delivering in the ring like he used to. Even when you have good matches, he's still in the class where most of those people are retired or they about to retire. So he don't have a whole lot of time left, to be perfectly honest. CM Punk has a big name, but CM Punk has never been the name he think he is. CM Punk is not Stone Cold. CM Punk is not The Rock. He's not The Undertaker. He's not Ric Flair. Those are names that everybody knows, whether you was a wrestling fan or not. Triple H is a big name. HBK is a big name, but they ain't nowhere close to as big as The Rock, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, and Ric Flair. Those four names right there transcend wrestling. If you ever watched it, everybody knows those four. So CM Punk is big for people who watch wrestling, but most of the average person don't know who the hell CM Punk is.